Alright, we live.
Baltimore, we live.
We live Baltimore. Wait, hold on.
Oh shit, here you go, brother.
Yeah, this is where we at. I just came out to Baltimore.
Peace, gods.
So, this is the power of social media, though. But go ahead.
So,
yo, I'm about to turn the AC on because I can't fucking hear that dude giving him that Jesus juice hella loud, man.
my question is, what do you want to know? Because you in Baltimore now. You got here today.
You said you was about to drop some serious science.
I can drop a little bit of science. I'm born and raised in Baltimore, right outside the city lines. I'm born and raised. Got a lot of family in the city. I've been in the city. Love this city. I don't know nothing but this city, really, you feel me?
Right.
Nothing but this city. So with my love for this city, I gotta tell the truth about what's going on in my city.
Right.
And the 100% honest truth is this. 100% honest truth, this is what's happening in Baltimore City right now. We have a foreign corporation known as United States. Got a foreign corporation coming in here. They've employed the National Guard, the state police, city police, county police to protect the property of Baltimore City. The property. So if they're protecting the property of Baltimore City, we got a question now. Who are the owners? Who owns this? Who owns Baltimore City? And we can easily find out. We easily know who owns Baltimore City right now. We own Baltimore City. We pay the money. We pay the taxes. We pay the money to the state. That is our money. So if we own this city, Baltimore, we own this city, then why are we letting other people, other corporations take our money and bring in genocide, literal genocide, death squads? Death squads. What I witnessed here during this weekend was this. I frequent North Avenue. I've lived on Utah Place. I've shopped at this CVS many times. I've gone to that library. I shop in Mondawmin Mall. This is home. So what I've witnessed here, living all my life, was this. I've witnessed an oppressive police force that has been historically oppressive. That's a fact. Historically oppressive. It's not even, we can't even argue that. There's no point in arguing that. Historically oppressive. And I've watched this police force come in with hired military. I've watched this police force come in with their oppressive policies, now come in with hired military that we are paying for through your tax dollars. That shit is insane, yo.
And when the military comes into an area, what is that? That's war, right? You only come into people's places for war, right?
And only war. We've seen the model. We've seen the model happen, right? We've seen it in Iraq. We've seen it in Syria. We've seen it in Libya. We've seen it in Sudan. We've seen it in Vietnam. We've seen it in Germany. We've seen this before. We've seen this before. The plan has been written.
We've seen it in Tulsa.
We've seen it in Tulsa. We've seen it in Philly. We've seen it in the MOVE organization. We've seen it Black Panther organization. We've seen this operation before. We've seen how they've come in and subvert our real movements and instill their agents and their military intelligence agents and create this chaos. We've seen it before. It's not no new shit, yo.
It's really not.
It's not. The problem is now is that we know what's going on. And I think a lot of us out here know what's going on. And what the catalyst to really change all of this, because since it's a lot of people that already know what's going on, is to speak about it and be that person that exposes this dumbass matrix. It's really simple.
Right, and then organize a group of all the people who don't need no explaining.
You have to educate.
But I'm saying, like, So me and you, I just met you, right?
Just met you.
I just met you. I posted I'm in Baltimore. You said, yo,
come out. Link.
Boy, I already linked that I met from Facebook. Boy, I met from Philly. Outset. Make sure I link with you. Now you're here. So we preach into the choir. What's understood don't gotta be explained.
I got you.
Right? So organizing, so can we plug into a network of, because there's at least 5 million or 10 million of us out there out of the 42 million, but it's just all separate and individual. Probably like 3 million, and then people who just need just a couple more little nuggets
snaps,
to be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, this is what I've been waiting for my whole life type shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But so organizing people who's already hip, and then say there's one more, say that's 1 million. From there, that 1 million.
Is going.
Then we could declare just us as that 1 million as a nation. You know, on some real true democracy, like really vote. You know, the president, our Declaration of Independence, and then we have the capital. Because my bad, and this is the last thing.
I got you. I'm with you 100% on this.
Because I don't have access to $1 million right now, but if I had a network of 1 million people working in perfect harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose, then I can have access to $1 million just by 1 million people with $1.
Yo, so
1 million people with $100, that's $100 million. So boom. So if we had that network, I'm coming here to you right now, like, yo, we got this network, boom, $100 million. What can we do with the city right now? Because you from here. That's it. So I don't need you from me. You from here.
That's it.
And so then we do that. We set that up systematically. And go from there.
And that's it. And what I'm saying is, it's a currency. Everything, energy is currency, yo. Yeah. So what I'm experiencing now in Baltimore is that there's a lot of people coming out in different cities, St. Louis, Cali, we got New York, we got Ferguson, which is St. Louis, we have some international people here. And what these people are bringing to us and what they're saying is, what can we help y'all with? Right? And that's all love energy. That's all love. But the thing is about really controlling this matrix. You got to use the resources that we're tapped into now that are deemed powerful. You can use this illusion.
Leverage propaganda in our own manner. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's taking that reach and that love that we have for, you know, just the knowledge that we share right now, you know, and the understanding, and taking that the resource that's in the matrix, the money, Federal Reserve notes, whatever you want to call it, and using that for our benefit. This is really just supporting us in our own system, as you're trying to say. But you got to actually show that love as if it was, you know, just coming here. But actually, if you can't come here, send us some resource, you know, that we can all share in and we can all divvy up, you know, between some type of unified body. Exactly. There has to be a unified body, though.
And that's the first thing. Yeah. And so we all know we can't organize sleeping people. Like, you see that brick right there? Talking to someone who's out there falling for what Bull saying with his loud ass mic. Like, no matter what we tell them, like, it's like we talking to this brick wall. Like, we've all had that experience, but you talk to me and we both get the ancestors start coming in, like, yo, hey, bring all that, right? Because we have a certain level of understanding. So, and that's just with 2 or more minds. You feel me? So 1 million working in perfect harmony. Right, because then from there, that's everybody's ideas, and then we leverage each other's education, influence, capital, experience, and really, because think of,
and but you know what's funny though? I see this happening now, yo. Like, this is happening.
So that's what, like, because that's what it really boils down to,
right?
And because every black person doesn't have to be on board for us to go from generational poverty to generational wealth and secure that.
Right.
Because, for example, Declaration of Independence was only like 50-something people. So 50-something people's decision affected millions.
It's always a small, intelligent collective, that, you know, is the one that writes the agenda. But you have to have that energy from the people. Right. And I think that's what we have right now. We have the energy from the people.
Definitely.
We have the energy from the people. So it's time to take that model as in the same way they used it to organize this, what we call society today. We got to do the same shit. But we got to do it on different principles. My principle is my eye. You know, you feel me? My principle is Christ. One of the mantras I have now is, and I'm gonna stick it to this, is every black body needs to be a black institution of something. And that's what we gotta promote. Every black body has to be a black institution of something. If that's a black institution of finance, a black institution of medicine,
right,
a black institution of education,
exactly,
you know, doctor, you know.
And my bad.
But whatever you do, you know, if it's you know, nanny, it's anything that you do. That's what
exactly.
you have
and that's what you call black power babies,
right,
and babies with purpose. Because for us to go, because we could go out here right now to just regular people out on the streets and say what we have to say and miss, you feel me, completely, totally because it's this 10 minutes that they have in front of us, or maybe even an hour that they have in front of us, or the 20 plus years that they lived before they met us. You feel me? Yeah. They're already on the stronghold, so exactly. They're not ready. We respect their own journey, and we're doing it for them as proof, like, right, of what it's about to be.
I think it's more effective at this point to collect the people that don't allow their cognitive dissonance to get in the way, to help those, you know, or at least formulate something that is, you know, beneficial for those who are, you know, stuck in that cognitive dissonance, like where you're presented with this new information, but yet, you know, you just reject it. But y'all ain't ready for that. You ain't ready for that. But the collective that is ready.
The seeds. Yeah, the seeds that are sown.
Right. That's the most important thing. Is you can go on the street and you can have 50 people and talk to one brother.
Right.
And you know
that's exactly what.
Right. And that one seed is sown in that one brother, but you realize that you planted it where you laid it. You feel me?
Right.
And then when that grows, he gonna go and plant more seeds where you just planted that. So it's effective in a lot of ways, because as being out here in Baltimore and being on the streets and being cognizant of, you know, this military drill that's going on, and you see the people, you know, being taken in emotion, you get a chance to see certain people that are like, you know, what is this? So you instantly get to connect with them. And then once you start to communicate, you know, with them, they're not fully conscious, but you start to communicate with them, you say a few key words and they just say, oh, what? You know what?
You're right.
You're right. And then I don't really got to say too much more at that point. I mean, the seed's been planted, and then I think people are naturally just going off.
Yeah, and I think that regardless,
figuring it out.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I heard a guy say one time that as long as, because he's seen me say something to someone, we having a conversation, that person acted, they didn't get what I was saying, and they that made like a big deal. But some dude, I guess he was overhearing the convo, and he was like, you know, it's all good. What any reaction, you know, is a good reaction because that means they heard you. You feel me? Like
you affected them.
Like
you affected their emotional state.
So if they react, whether they react positively or they react negatively, like if they don't have any reaction at all, then they're just in la land. They completely tuned you out when you were speaking. So it's like people are uncomfortable with irrefutable truth.
Yeah, and what I'm learning through Facebook a lot though now is that and arguing and debating is that I'm done with all that. Like I really don't have to do that too much anymore because there's enough people out here.
Right. Exactly. We did that, and like that's right.
Right. Now I'm just gonna speak my truth because now it's all being unrevealed. Because what it really is with the apocalypse, or what they call it, Armageddon, which is the revelation of knowledge.
Right.
You know, this is what's going on right now. People don't realize that this is Armageddon now, but it's the revelation of knowledge, yo. If you don't got the knowledge, you confused.
And that's what people that believe in Jesus. They believe Jesus is gonna come back for our sins, or to save us.
Yeah, man.
He never said that though. In the red, you read his words. He didn't even say he came for the whole world either. If he even existed, like physically, but in biblical literature, there's without a doubt he exists. And so people think that when someone denounces Jesus, then they have no authority of quoting biblical literature.
I hate that. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I can read in the same manner you learn to read. I can read also. In the same manner you learn to interpret, I can interpret also. So to demonize my knowledge means you don't really respect.
You don't even
knowledge.
think. Yeah, like.
So, what am I supposed to do with that in an argument?
It's like,
what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to meet you at that level if you can't even respect knowledge? And I'm not coming at you trying to, disrespect your knowledge, because I'm done with that. My emotions, of lasting that out is over. I'm just coming with what I know is truth now. And let's come together on that. And if you got some problem with that, then
we're not the people that I need to be rocking with right now.
You're not even able to spiritually evolve with me right now.
But what I've been learning and what I've been really on is like compassion lately. Like I was told that, or I do a lot of like just watching hella lectures and studying and stuff like that. Yeah. Hella different Eastern philosophies and like different things. Yep. And dude was talking about compassion is the force that holds everything together. And so, if you would think from like the original womb, right? Mother Nature, right? The original, like, and everything that comes from that. It's set in place, and she or it, whatever you want to call it, allows us to freely do whatever we want to do, and like no matter what's going on in our consciousness, like animals, like my little dogs, they're not like, oh damn, it's war shit out here crazy. You know what I mean? Like no matter what. Like
that's a good point. And Elder told me yesterday, he said pay attention to nature to learn how to fix your solutions. Yeah. Fix your problems. Pay attention to nature.
Yeah. Immaturity lies in total ignorance of self, man, and understanding that we are nature. But just think about the compassion that she must have on everything.
But that's God. It's unconditional love.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really hard to have, because even in, say, us being black in a sense, that is a condition. Yeah. And to transcend that condition, you would have to love white people. Yeah. You have to love all people. Yeah,
but exactly. But the thing about it, I know exactly. Yeah. But the thing about that shit is, like, they're gonna, like, the sun is doing his job is killing them off. Like, the sun is pro-black. My bad. Like, our hair defies gravity. You feel me? Like, exactly. So, like, we don't have to take any precautions, right?
Can't change that.
There's no way that, white women are gonna stop fucking black men, and there's no way black men are gonna stop fucking white men.
Jungle Fever,
like
they made a movie about that shit.
And Jungle Fever, they made it seem like it was him who caught the jungle fever.
It's called jungle.
Exactly. Fever, It's the whites, the Europeans, to go into the jungle.
Insane,
But they switch it.
Yeah, they switch it up on us. Compassion, though.
Compassion.
Yeah, man.
But that has its time. And I respect and love what they did, because without their example, I would not know what brotherhood is not. Right? I wouldn't know what I wouldn't know the opposite of righteousness.
And that's the duality.
You feel me?
God,
exactly.
We're just living in a time.
And so, and this the time. It's the transition. It's the great shift.
That's it.
It's like everything that happened from the beginning of time has led up to this, because now we can completely let go of the material realm, because we mastered that. The first man, he didn't even have time to look down. He looking up. You feel me? Like. Now you go to a college campus, everybody's, you feel me, here. Nobody's even, really communicating, because it's the age of consciousness, like, and so everything's already been built. You feel me? We could just build it more and more places, and get everybody access to the luxuries of people's ideas.
Right.
But right now, and that's why
so this is where I'm about to go with this. So you went to the sun, right? The sun's doing its own job.
Yeah.
That's that's electromagnetic energy, So if we understand electromagnetic energy, how it affects materialism, people, the heart, the sun is literally, or whatever is, producing this electromagnetic field on the earth now, which I would call what I would call Christ consciousness.
Or the Krishna consciousness,
or the ancestors.
Yeah, it's just the original womb, like
it's a reverberation. It's a reverberation
because if it's all because
of what it used to be.
You're right, because it's like the thing about it is, man, everything that we see, you feel me, and we don't see is all the same stuff put together in different forms, vibrating hella fast.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
And we're not our bodies, we're our spirit soul. We're infinite spirit souls within a body. So we're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience.
And it's all for the benefit of God.
And it's all to get back to that state of Christ consciousness and that conditioning. And so because blacks already, our ancestors, like the world had already been mastered completely and civilized completely before Bull came even out the cave. You feel me? Before they even showed their face in world history, we had already mastered the whole planet. You feel me? And then that knowledge, they ain't have that, plus the lack, self-hate, damn the sun can't put some clothes, all these other different things that we have that they don't have.